quick show today. Three-time Pro Bowl corner, Joe Haden, on the program. Little trip around the AFC North. I was going to say a little, let's cruise around, not saying that. Of course, got lots going on in the NFL cycle, all of the news cycles. But we'll take a trip around the North and talk a little Steelers defense. What can get you excited about the Steelers this year? Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What are you excited about? Bucs star wide receiver, very excited to talk to Emeka Egbuka on the show. He's here on behalf of USAA. What's going on? Emeka Egbuka on the show, three-time Pro Bowl corner, Joe Haden. And Joe Haden is very honest, and I can't wait to get his honest opinion on some of the stuff going around the world. Like Aaron, I guess we'll talk Aaron. A little over talking about Aaron, so maybe not. But we're definitely talking about the Steelers, what we might be or might not be excited about. I couldn't get excited on this morning call. I think he'll do the trick. Something to look forward to. Wrap my hands around and celebrate with them. It's been a long road with the Steelers, so hopefully something good here in 2026, and then all the other teams and squads and things going on. We've got a lot of signings still trickling around the league. That's like where we are in the May industrial complex of the NFL. Congrats to our friend, DJ Reader, getting to go to New York, be with the Giants. I'm so sure we'll see a couple of more signings with these veterans, like the Kyle Van Noys who were on our show, like the DeAndre Hopkins, like the Odells, and trying to make the matchmaking situations happen for them. We're still waiting on Odell. I don't know. We do sort of know what the majority of these rosters are going to look like. All those veterans added are going to play roles on these teams and maybe make big plays, but they're pretty set. And I thought what we could do, and everybody loves a list, let's do the top 5 teams that I think are going to bang the over on their win totals in 2026, like absolutely crush what FanDuel Sportsbook has there for your offering. I'm going to start with Nick Casario's team, what he's put together down there in Houston. It's the Texans. Their win total is set at 9.5 this year on FanDuel Sportsbook. A scoozy. This team went 13-3 over the final 16 games last year. I feel like the running back, a historically great defense, reinforcements, Reed Blankenship, Caden McDonald, the overhaul, the O-line. I think we're sleeping a little bit on the addition David Montgomery. You're not sleeping, but it feels like it happened forever ago. And he's going to be down there. That's an RB1 doing his thing. They have the 7th cutest schedule, fluffiest schedule for this upcoming year. Schedule release at some point. I don't know when. When are they? Anybody know? Schedule release? 18th? I'm going to say if that was a predictive FanDuel market, I would say the 18th. Is when it's happening. There are some questions that Stroud is going to have to answer, but I believe in him. He's got confidence. We saw that way back in college. He can pick himself up. He had a really bad end of the year. And I'll be honest, I didn't really like the way he was, I didn't like the body language. I didn't, but I know he's confident. I know he's resilient, and none of that'll matter. And they did all the things they needed to do. He was getting beat up. They couldn't run the ball in those games. Steelers and who? Patriots. So was it Steelers? Yeah. Who did they play in the playoffs? No. Who did they play in the playoffs last year? Cal. No, I'm asking Houston, who Houston played. And the Patriots. Yeah, I was right. Okay. He's 3 years in, Stroud. He's playing for a contract, wants to stay there. I think it's in his hands entirely. And all on his shoulders entirely. He's won 10-plus games in every single one of those. I think they do it again, and I think they're going to be well over this 9.5 win mark in that competitive, winnable division. How about the Broncos? This is easy pickings for me. This is every year on FanDuel Sportsbook. Like 6, 7, 8. What's the win total? 9.5. Read it and put in your bets. They're returning all their starters on offense, all of them. Jalen Waddle, huge add in the mix. I don't think we've seen what he can do. I don't think we've quite seen him cook the way that he can. And now that he's got Sean Payton dialing stuff up. And I don't know if he's not calling plays, at least to start the year. But he's definitely in the lab figuring out how to use him and so on. They have 10 of 11 starters back on defense. And all they've done is just get deeper and deeper across the board. And I said it before, this is the most complete roster, top to bottom, in the NFL. The whole shebang. And I know the division is tough, and the first place schedule is not going to be easy as we look forward to the schedule release. But the team, give me the reason why this team isn't winning 10 games. Twitter. I don't see it. Okay, next team. Let's cruise on to the cruise. Oh my gosh. Let's cruise on to the Panthers, please. Next team. What is it? 6.5? What are we doing? This is beautiful for you. Beautiful for you guys out there who participate responsibly over on FanDuel Sportsbook. 6.5. Is this like the most egregiously slap in the face line on the board on FanDuel Sportsbook? I think so. First of all, they're going to regress. They've been taking a perfect step up and up and up ever since Canales got there. And the roster gets better and better. Dan Morgan, more comfortable and more comfortable, crushing it. The defense, Devin Lloyd, Jalen Phillips in the mix, Derek Brown should be Pro Bowler, All-Pro. J.C. Horn, 100 interceptions, all over the place. How are you taking a step back? I don't understand. 6.5 is crazy. And I do think we see a nice leap forward from Bryce, building off that brilliant performance in the playoffs, something he wants back against those Rams. And I think the division's super competitive. I don't see how this team isn't in the thick of the first place battle. At 4, at 2, where am I? The fourth team? Are we counting 5-1? I don't know. How about the Commanders? I'll just keep going here. 7.5 games. Saw this morning. Was like, we got to talk about this. We've given them a lot of love. You know how in on the Commanders I am. But it should be said, Jaden is healthy. He's back. He's playing flag. We've seen him. Great New Jersey, all the things. Players want to play with him. Adam Peters left no stone unturned. He knows what he has. And he said, we got to fix this defense and help our boy Jaden out. It's going to be an unrecognizable group in the best possible way on that side of the ball. And I don't think he's done. Is he? Want to know why I don't think so? He's crafty, and they've got $50 million to spend, third most in the league. I'd look for another receiver, maybe another defensive vet as well. Big bounce back happening in Washington, and there's so many veteran wide receivers looking for places to go contend and get a ring. And I don't know if they're just all like waiting each other out post-draft or seeing, that could go on forever. These vets can sign at any time, and Washington has the leverage in that, especially with Jaden and all the guys wanting to be on the field with him. So a little bit of a waiting game, but I don't think that they're done with that amazing amount of money to spend. And my final team, let's see the win total for the Chicago Bears, shall we? 9.5. Another eye roll for me. FanDuel, I love you. My favorite, like our partnership is beautiful. We have a gorgeous marriage, loyal, wonderful. 9.5. This was an 11-win team last year. I don't see this like anomaly, regression, schedule. We have year 2 of Caleb Ben Johnson, so it'll all just either equal, all things considered, or you get a jump. Last year was great, but you can't tell me there's not more room in the passing game, and Caleb's not working his butt off. And outside of the DJ Moore trade, which I think was a long time coming, there's a lot of continuity here and an opportunity for Rome to make it his. And I like what they've done on defense. Dylan Thieneman, friend of the show, Kobe Bryant taking over at safety. I just feel like they're going to be better on that side of the ball. Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, they're healthy. I'm not subscribing to the idea on like schedule and anomaly and whatever. They're going to be at least an 11-win team or better. That's how I feel. There you have it, my 5 teams that are going to absolutely demolish their win totals on FanDuel Sportsbook in 2026. Yeah, I'm not wrong on any of these. Which one is the most egregious? Which one do you feel most confident about? Show me those bet slips, baby. Let's do this thing. Okay, we have Joe Haden on the program. Emeka Egbuka on the show. So we got a little offense, but let's talk a little defense with our guy, Joe. I need you to get me excited about the Steelers. Tough task this morning, but let's do it. We'll be right back. What's that? Thanks, girl. What do we got here, everybody? Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I'm super excited about, or I want to be excited about the Steelers. And I was trying to think like, oh, if Aaron comes back, am I excited? And it's like, I don't know. Maybe Joe needs to come back and play for them. We can slate. Can we just slate? Thank you. Great.
Intercepted. Joe Haden.
There's no discussion, hey. I'm even crushing you if you get in the way.
Here he has 12 seasons in the AFC North. Browns, Steelers, three-time Pro Bowl defensive back, host of the DEEBO Joe Show. And Joe Haden, you are here wearing that Cavs.
You know it always.
Situation. So should we just talk a little I know nothing. I understand game one happened last night. I don't keep up. I know a thing or two. Do you have them making it out of the East, my friend?
That is my hope. That is my hope. If yesterday was not a good look. Got beat by a lot. But I think with Donovan Mitchell, we got James Harden. I think that we're going to end up being able to get it. That's game one. I'm not going to overreact. So, they're at home. They got the home court. We need to try to steal game two there.
Okay.
But then when we come back to Cleveland, you know what I'm saying? They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're number one seed. They got that game. I'm not going to take too much of it.
The Pistons are the number one seed?
Yes.
How?
Listen, and they went 7 games with Orlando last series. So they went 7 games with the 8th seed. So I'm believing in the Cavs. They're going to be able to get this done.
If the Pistons win, it'll be because of what or who? I could not even tell you. Give me that.
Cade Cunningham.
Who? Cade
okay. Cunningham.
Tell me more.
Cade Cunningham is a star. He's a bona fide star.
Okay.
So if he's got sauce, he's got game. He reminds me of a bigger Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Very smooth with the basketball. So if they win, it's because of him. If we lose, it's because we need James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. We need them to be able to close out for us.
I mean, not since Grant Hill, or I'm trying to the Pistons being the one seed. I would have lost $1 million had you asked me.
No,
that.
1,000. It was back in the day. Rasheed Wallace.
Listen.
Chauncey Billups. You remember that time?
Yeah. Yes, I mean, the last, I remember them from like from just the years
day.
that I was like liking the Bulls in the 90s in Chicago.
Yes.
That's insane.
Yes,
Wait,
yes.
what is there another, what else is going on in the NBA? Give me like a bold prediction on the other series. Yeah, and then like, I did see like the headlock of what was going on there with Embiid?
Oh, Joel Embiid. Who are they? That's the
Carl Anthony
Sixers.
Towns.
Who are they playing?
The
Carl
Knicks.
Anthony Towns.
Did that not happen recently? When was that headlock?
That happened recently.
Look, this is not. Nobody in my control room has any idea. Nobody's saying anything, but I think there was a headlock. Oh, it was old. Actually, we shouldn't talk about this.
I was about to say, I didn't see the headlock. I'm like, Carl Anthony Towns and Joel Embiid, I think I would have been
It might have been AI. I don't believe anything anymore. In this
See,
day
that's
and
what
age,
I'm saying. You got
my
tricked.
mouth about things I don't know about. You played some ball back in high school in Prince George's County and against someone I know about, Kevin Durant. Did you know he'd beat KD back then?
Who? I did not beat KD. I played against KD.
Right.
And Kevin Durant scored 50 on me and my boys and dunked on one of my best friends. And that's when I knew I was in the 9th. He was in probably 11th or 12th grade playing for Montrose Christian. And it was in a summer league game. And he scored 50 points on us. And I knew at that point I was not going to the NBA. I'm like, this dude is unbelievable. So being able to play him back in the day, Mike Beasley was around the way, Sam Young. But yeah, it was some talent. And KD was unbelievable.
What do you remember about that game?
I remember that they beat us by 50. He had 50. And it was just too easy. He was 6'11", and that was the first time he was dribbling the ball. There was nothing we could do to stop him.
Yeah, he lies, though. He's 7 feet. You know that, right?
Yeah, 1,000%.
1,000%.
At 175 pounds.
Yeah, exactly. If you had stuck with it, could you be in the NBA?
No.
Really?
I just think I needed more height. When I was in college and I was playing, like, look, I got the pose. I feel like Bron in my mind.
Friendly high school.
What I'm saying? That was in a charity game probably about 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
So I still hoop. I still have hoop dreams. So when we talk about the NBA, I'm going to respect them because they're just so talented. Like their ball handling skills, like the shortest dudes, Kyrie's 6'2". So, I just know I'm highly challenged. So I think going first round in the NFL, it worked out. Like football, when I was in high school, I had 15, 20 offers as a freshman in football, and I had 0 in basketball. So that kind of was telling the picture where my path was in.
I'm sure you talk a little hoops with James Harrison. It's the DEEBO and Joe Show, Monday, Tuesday, Friday on YouTube. Yes. Hey, congrats on 100 episodes.
Thank you.
Does it feel that way? How are you? I mean, what is it like being in the media, creating content?
It is actually, it's cool. When you're doing something that, like, I love the game, I love watching it, and I love giving my honest perspective. When you can not, like, just bash on people or do something, say something just out of the random things, when you really give me your genuine opinions, you're watching the game. I love the game, I played it for a while. So when you do that, and when you're talking about something that I love, I just watch games because that's what I was doing when I was a kid. So just being able to do that and give your perspective of how you lived it, what you played, and being able to know the guys, it gets tough when you have to say critique, because I watch the film. Eye in the sky don't lie. So I'm like, if it doesn't look good, it doesn't look good. And then your people, they start to hit you like, man, why would you say that? I'm like this. I just saw, like, I'm going to keep it a bean. When you play well, trust me, I'm going to say I want to give you as much praise as possible. But it's like a coach. Eye in the sky don't lie. That's why I love honest coaching. When you show me and you can critique me on, like, no, this play, like, this is what you did. You missed this tackle. You put your head down. Like, that wasn't good. But I'll also tell you, when you made a good play, I like to do a little bit of both. So you're not just sitting there steady bashing people. It's like this. I'm just trying to give my honest opinion. Did it happen or did it not? And, so when you do that, they can they're more receptive to it.
How do you get the best out of DEEBO? Like, how does he work? Because I feel like he's a unique character.
Yes.
How do you know how to work with him and like get the best out of each other?
It's like when you get to know somebody, like, that's the only way. You got to hang out. You got to spend time. So the more and more that we get to kick it, the more and more times that we get to just text and conversations when games are going on. He's calling me. I'm giving him my reaction. You get to know how people react to things, what gets them going, what they like, what they don't like. It's just like, you know what I'm saying, building a friendship, building a real bond. So the more shows we do, the more we hang out, play cards, go to games, and just do things, be around each other. He knows my family. He knows that I'm coaching my kids, just relationships. So being able to break that barrier of like, just talking about real things, having like, if something's going on, I hit up DEEBO. DEEBO got something going on to hit me up about his kids. He's visiting schools and stuff like that. So when you intimately know somebody, that's how you just being able to build a relationship and kind of get them going.
Do you ever go to the weight room with him?
See, that's what I'm saying. No, I've been in there one time.
Yeah.
He's training like he's trying to prove something.
Still?
And I love it because the work ethic is crazy, but now I'm retired. I'm not trying to condition for the league. I want to look good. I want to get some reps in, get some cardio. You know what I'm saying?
Joe,
Just
is he still
feel
working
good.
out like that? Like still doing that?
1,000%.
No
He wakes
way.
up. He like my father. He's 48 years old. I'm 37. So he's 11 years older than me. So he's more close to my dad's age.
Yeah.
And my dad is an avid bodybuilder. Like he lifts, works out. So he wakes up early in the morning, does his devotional. Like DEEBO. DEEBO's working out 3, 4 o'clock in the morning before he gets his day started. Like crazy work.
I'm scared of him.
Yeah, no, he's
too?
a nice dude. He's a nice guy. That's the thing. He's a nice guy.
Tell me about that. Is he
Definitely
like a little
intimidating.
softy? Is he like a little softy in any way?
1,000%.
Like a little
That's what he gives
sweetie,
off the
not
heart.
softy. Sweetie?
A good guy, good man.
Sweetheart. He's got something there. I love that.
Yes.
I have a real tall task for you, my friend.
What you got? What you got?
I want to be excited about the Steelers.
Okay.
And I guess it starts with like, let's say Aaron comes back. Am I excited?
Okay.
I don't like. In 2026 does Aaron Rodgers 2026 and Mike McCarthy? Does it work? How far does that duo get me?
Around what we've got already, maybe we can win a playoff game. I don't think it's Super Bowl though, and I love Aaron Rodgers. I hope his career has been so successful. He's Hall of Fame, first ballot. Like he was my favorite quarterback. Just throwing the football, the arm talent, one of the most special quarterbacks I ever played against in my career. But moving forward, I'm looking at it like I love what the Steelers are doing as far as getting the offensive line, just accumulating talent. We know we lost Jalen Warren. They went and got Rico Dottle. We went and got Pittman Jr. as another receiver. We needed some receivers. Defense, we got Joey Porter Jr. And then, so they're just getting a better team. I'm liking what they're doing. My thing is, if we're figuring out, we're the Pittsburgh Steelers, we're waiting on a 43-year-old A-Rod. It's not the Green Bay A-Rod. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how far he can really take us. So I want to get excited because we are getting better.
Right.
We are getting better players. We are just still accumulating talent. So no matter what, no matter who the quarterback is, they won't have to be Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Just hand the ball off, have a good running game. You got solid, strong wide receivers. We have a really good defense. Play well. Team football where your quarterback won't have to do everything. I like Will Howard.
Tell me why.
Because end of the day, they drafted him last year. He got to sit behind Aaron Rodgers for a whole season. You got to see what you got. Then we got to know if we can use, if Drew Aller is going to need to be the next guy. If the Steelers are still going to need to go use a first-round pick to move up and get a quarterback.
What have you heard about him?
What about Will Howard?
Anything?
I've heard pretty good things. I've heard good things. I've heard that he's a constant professional. He's a big guy.
Yes. When
I saw him at Ohio State, he was throwing the ball to Jeremiah Smith, and that looked really good. It looked like it could work in the NFL to me. So I'm like, get a dude his chance. You drafted him in the 5th round. He sat behind A-Rod. He's getting all of the knowledge, getting all of it, getting his feet wet.
Yeah.
See what you got.
But then they drafted Drew. So then I'm like, what does that say about
give him
Will? I was trying to get him to get Anthony Richardson in there. On the low. Low money, 23, high ceiling.
Okay,
so
yes,
they
I feel
didn't.
you.
That's fine. So now let's talk Will versus Aaron. Is the running ability of Will that much sexier, or Aaron's that much more of a better option?
If Aaron,
obviously,
because I think so. I mean, if Aaron comes in the building, you're not sitting Aaron Rodgers and starting Will Howard. So I'm like, if Aaron Rodgers comes back, of course, he's going to get the nod no matter what Will Howard looks like in practice.
Okay, I'm just not. I don't even know. And then, like, McCarthy, is it the same system? Like, can they do that? Is that going to be... They're plus 194 to make the playoffs. Are you taking that?
I mean, yeah, they're a solid team. If A-Rod's... They're a solid team. Yes, yes.
I'm so sick of them being a solid team. I'm upset.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling you. We're still gonna be right there because no matter what, the Steelers they have good players. So you're gonna win, you're gonna lose, you're gonna be right around the middle, make the playoffs, lose a playoff game, and then everybody's gonna be around the same thing.
Are we excited about their defense a little bit? Because that's, I think, where I'm really kind of like grumpy because there's so much star power and it hasn't really translated to what I know they can achieve. Like, they're an underachieving defense. They got a new DC. What do you know about Patrick Graham? How do you feel about this defense?
I'm excited about the defense. I think, like you said, we're one of the highest paid defenses, so there's been some underperforming. I think it's a talent. I think it's not a talent issue. It's a scheme. It's a people alignment assignment technique. I've watched their Steelers defense, and I've seen too many times people warning wide open. Too many times there just being gaps unfilled. So there's like, just people need to be, the players need to play well. You know what I'm saying? Coaches need to put them in a position, but at the same time, I just see too many people running free through the defense. I think the players on the team need to kind of take accountability, and they're good enough. We've seen them play before. It's just every man needs to go in there and execute and make it happen because the talent is not an issue. We've seen them do it before. So I'm just hoping that the coaching and just everybody being on the same page, it looks a lot smoother. They have to make drives to go down the field. They're just explosive plays when that's one play takes the top off. We need to make sure we eliminate those plays. The defense looks so much better than what it's been.
Tomlin is a big old hole to fill. Like, that's tough and Mike McCarthy's a Super Bowl champion in his own right. I'm sure he's injecting things.
He's a Pittsburgh guy.
Yeah, I talked to Pat Fryermuth a couple weeks ago about how he's already injecting his, his will, his unique whatever. But spending 5 years with Tomlin, and now he'll be on NBC every Friday night. Like, what? Knowing him like you do, what can I expect? And like, what's the catchphrase that he's going to use the most?
I don't know which catchphrase he's going to use the most. I just hope he brings them all and just keeps them firing.
What's he going to be like on TV?
It's going to be amazing. Like, I would look forward to the team meetings. I'm a grown man, and no matter what the team meetings, you know what they're going to do. Coach is going to come in there, going to try to either motivate you, let you know what the schedule is, the plan. But every single day, no matter what, if I woke up, I wasn't feeling too good, I'm coming into the team meeting, and Coach Tomlin gets me motivated, gets me ready to go, gets me ready to run through a wall. Just the way that he talks, the way that he's able to just get his message across, the smoothness, the elegance. It's something like, I don't know. It's great coaching also, but it's just the way that he is able to just get his point across and able to talk to people that's just had me in awe.
But
so I can't wait for him to be able to get out there.
That's crazy because to keep the attention of a group of guys, veteran guys, year in, year out for that long on the same team, same feet, like that's like, how do you keep somebody? How do you not bang your head against the wall of like, okay, I've heard this a million times from coach. Like, I think that's what's so impressive about like the longer tenured coaches, like Harbaugh with what he did with the Ravens, or Sean Payton even with the Saints, and like to keep your guys wanting to run through. I think that's so impressive.
It's so crazy, though, because he keeps each season so singular. Nothing runs together. So you feel like when you're having this season, it's a new group of men. You have a lot of the same players, different, but it's not the same. You can still, it's going to be 12 to 13, 14 to 20 different people in that building, but you're going to have your 11, like your 10, 9 dudes on offense, 10, 9 dudes on defense. But Coach Tomlin always made it feel like the opportunity that we have this day, that we play a game that we love, that we grew up as kids playing, you can't fake that. You can't. He's living in it also. We're living our heart. We're living our, what do you always say? We're living our hopes and dreams.
That's what he said?
Yes, that's what he said. That's one of them. I'm thinking about what he was saying. I'm like, damn, I really am. You're living out your hopes and dreams every day. And I'm like this, dang. It would just put you in the, not last year, not the game that we did. It's like, no, we got to get into this day and do the best that we can and like practice. You're watching the tape. The eye in the sky don't lie. So when he's keeping you accountable for, if you're messing up on film, like this ain't gonna do. That's JV.
Yeah.
He calls you junior varsity. That's not gonna work.
He's just very direct and honest, and I would have loved to been. He's probably who I would have picked as like a coach, just because I need that. Like I admire like blunt, direct, and that's you always called him a leader of men. You've said that a million times. Yeah. So many people have. But it's not even about like getting you going or motivating. It's just like, here's the problem. What was like the worst you ever heard from him? Like, what's the most trouble you've ever got from Mike Tomlin?
Oh man, it was probably a play that I missed on film because I remember like when you do something bad as a vet, So when you're going into the film session on Monday, that's the scariest thing, to be getting called out in front of your peers, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you messed up, you really messed up. And Coach T was like this, Joe, this ain't gonna work here. And I'm just sitting there like this, my bad, Coach, that's on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened again? And you're just feeling it because like you don't want to disappoint. And I'm a pro. I know when I messed up, I don't want to mess up. So when I do, I feel accountable. You just hold yourself accountable, Coach T, whoever they're gonna call you out, and you just don't want to be on the big screen.
Yeah,
you don't want to be on the big
board. I think like
board. Transparency
and clarity like that is kindness. Like I'd want like tell me what I'm doing wrong, and I like that you like that about him, and I'm excited to hear hopefully some of that transparency on those broadcasts, and I hope he's back coaching in the NFL at some point whenever he feels like it. Let's talk about the Browns, and I don't know.
Yes.
We're hearing Deshaun has the inside track.
It's the track, yeah.
Instead of SHEDEUR, your thoughts, my friend?
See, this is what I'm saying. Right now, it's early. It's early. The good thing is we do have SHEDEUR. He's still on the team. Todd Monken has spoken highly about SHEDEUR. Todd Monken is speaking highly of Deshaun Watson. Okay. Deshaun Watson has done nothing wrong. He's trying to get healthy as he possibly can. He's trying to go out there and perform. The Browns have paid my man $200 million already. So if he's going to be out there this year for another $46 million, they're going to try to get the most that they can of their investment if he's able to play. So I'm not mad at that at all. SHEDEUR, at the same time, go out there, continue to ball, continue to do better as far as executing your footwork in the pocket, being able to go in there and understand coverages. Just do your best job, because right now you're in a fight for the starting quarterback position. I'm not mad at a QB battle. If Deshaun Watson ends up winning the battle, I think there will be a possibility that SHEDEUR, if he doesn't play well, he will get another chance to get out there and play. I think it's always good that you have two solid quarterbacks on your team, because somebody could always get hurt. Things always happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that you're saying it's early. Like, it's early and all of that.
Super early.
What would SHEDEUR Sanders, though?
Game.
Yeah, but what is SHEDEUR Sanders, like, is it possible? Like, Deshaun has a lot of, I had a question about, like, who has the advantage? Like, of course Deshaun has the advantage in a million ways that are super obvious to any football fan. I don't think that SHEDEUR has an advantage. What would he have to do to make up ground and take him over in these? I mean, you're saying it's early, but it's short, too.
Yeah, it's early, but short. I think that they haven't had any training camp practices. Yeah. They haven't gone against anybody. They haven't done any padded practices. This is all still underwear Olympics. So when we're like thinking these dudes are in competition for the QB position, SHEDEUR started last year. I think that's his only one leg up. You ended the season as a starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, and you weren't doing bad. I saw you throwing the ball. You did a couple of games where you threw over 300 yards. I saw the ball going down the field. You showed me that you could be a starting quarterback. Deshaun Watson, his last times out there playing was not too good. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, his last time in 2024, we were 0 for 36 on third down. Like, the eye in the sky, for me, doesn't lie. So I'm looking at it like, I think SHEDEUR on that end, in my sense, has the upper hand, but just it's still early. We got to get them reps. We got to see them playing still. I think Todd Monk is going to call it around training camp, but I like if they would have had SHEDEUR continue to start, but I understand why Deshaun would start since, the investment.
Yeah, and Todd, I mean, I like that competition always makes everything better. You're getting the best out of everybody.
Yes.
Do you think you're close to that team? Who do you think the players in the locker room want to see as their quarterback one?
Honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I think that team wants the best player. If Deshaun Watson is out there and performing and doing what he has to do and making plays, then they want the best player to play. I think the Browns team, they just want to have a successful offense. If you're scoring points, then you'll stay to be in the game. If you're not turning over the ball, you'll continue to be the quarterback of this team. Like, I think the Browns they're doing a great job of helping getting the offensive line. That's the one thing that we need. I think Andrew Berry is doing a great job of whoever is the quarterback, I think he's going to give them the best opportunity, giving them the best foot forward to be able to show them, all right, we're giving you some tools. Now let's see who can cook. We got you 2 wide receivers. They went and got KC Concepcion, went and got Boston. And I think Jerry Jeudy, knowing he came off a year where he was dropping some passes, he knows he's going to be, I like Jerry Jeudy. I think he's going to perform a whole lot better this year. Harold Fannin Jr., you know what I'm saying, Judkins. We have good guys on the team. So it's not like the quarterback has to go out there and go and be unbeatable. You're going to have talent, hit the open man, offensive line block. Let's have a good running game.
I just think it's like from a human perspective.
What?
We were talking about a lot of, Joe, you're talking about like a lot of newness, right? Like, new coach, belief is new. You didn't have that necessarily from Stefanski. New weapons that you're describing. But same team, same culture, same lock. Is it possible for Deshaun Watson to have a fresh start? I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know either. It looks like they're trying to give him the opportunity, though.
Yeah.
Like, like you said, I don't want to feel like they're trying to just give a reason for, when you say, why doesn't SHEDEUR have the starting job? And they're just like kind of giving it, looks like Deshaun's on track to be the starting quarterback. Yeah, it just kind of throws me off to why. I'm
asking you, why? Does it say, a lot of people would say that says that SHEDEUR is not the guy because, or they just don't want to hand it to SHEDEUR yet.
I think
Deshaun looks good. They're excited. The quotes out of Monken are like, he looks great. We're excited. He's in shape. Tell me.
I like this. I think Todd Monken is doing that because you want to speak highly on your quarterback too, but it's open competition. They haven't said anything bad about SHEDEUR. He hasn't been doing anything bad. It's just talking highly about Deshaun doesn't speak down on SHEDEUR, I feel like. And I think Todd Monken
might get SHEDEUR going?
It might, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know either yet. We're both looking.
Yeah, exactly. Last one for you. The Cowboys shut down any rumor that they would trade George Pickens, which I love. I don't want to talk about George in that way. But then Stephen Jones says that he expects him at minicamp, which is great. And the whole thing seemed to work itself out without George signing a long-term deal. Do you believe he's going to play through this year and this is like a non-story?
No.
Go
I
on.
think that George Pickens definitely wants a long-term deal, and I think it might get it may get messy.
You think?
It may get messy.
How will it get messy? Like, just
hold out.
No.
I don't want him to hold out. I would hope that he goes and plays for the tender, just because the NFL is set up that way. Like, I wish he would have got the long-term deal, but I don't want him to not miss out on this 27.5. You know what I'm saying? To not be able to go out and get his bag after the season. He was hoping that he was planning on a prove-it deal this year, but you know how the NFL works. Like, it sucks for George to be in this position, but I hope that he goes out there, gets this 27, and then is able to go and get a long-term deal. I was hoping that worked out for the Cowboys, but they're looking at it. They already paying CeeDee Lamb $35 a year. I don't think they want to pay George a guaranteed of it would be at least 60, 70 million.
Crazy. I hope it's not a distraction. And then, of course, if he's not, it doesn't. I love it, and I actually like what Dallas is doing. And we'll see if it is, and if it is, we'll talk about it on your show. Check out the DEEBO Joe Show Monday, Tuesday, Friday on YouTube. 100 episodes down and counting. Congrats on that. Thanks for joining us, as always.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Mr. Haden, by the way, he liked Jadarian Price. We didn't get to that. And his sleeper team, I think, is the Browns, did he say? Who did he say was a sleeper team?
Oh, no doubt, man. Thank you.
Browns. Yeah, why did you guys have it teed up to the George and not that? Hello? We definitely should have done the... No way, we got these answers out of him that are great for the sports book, too. I would have gone right to 9 to get that homework. Yeah. Yeah, I think we did the wrong thing. Breakout superstar. Who did he say? Jadarian? He said he likes Emmanuel McNeil Warren. That's the DB you need to be paying attention to, which we love, of course, in Cleveland. And then he said, what's the Browns total? 6.5? Okay. I think we should get that, like, can Deshaun Watson have a fresh start? Maybe as part of the, I don't know. It's like, there's not like a comparison to it. Yeah, that's what I think. Up next, one of my favorite guests, not because he's amazing on the field and off the field, but because he makes me look smart, because I was screaming his name from the mountaintops, and then he got to the mountaintops in the NFL. His rookie season, Emeka Egbuka is your Bucs wide receiver, and here on behalf of USAA, which is amazing. We're talking about huddling up for hurricane prep. What are you doing today?
Yeah, it's kind of like you said, we're doing some, preventative measures for hurricane season, which is just around the corner. I believe it starts June 1st. So obviously me being new to the Tampa area, I was able to see kind of just the effects that hurricanes have on the community and kind of just the devastating impact that it's had. So being able to partner with USAA, making some disaster kits for military active duty members and veterans as well, kind of getting them ready for hurricane season. So we keep saying around here it's better to have it, not need it, than to need it and not have it. So we're making some disaster kits with a bunch of the USAA members and volunteers and people around here. So it's been an amazing process.
You've been down there almost a year now. I will ask you, what is like your big takeaway from being part of that Tampa community?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just such a genuine fan base and fan crew. There's I'm not going to name names or anything, but you can go to some places where you have one bad game and then your own fans are ripping you a new one online and everything like that. But, I've been in this community just filled with so many genuine people. They kind of just welcomed me with open arms. And I just immediately felt the love immediately when I got drafted. So being here and, doing some work within the community is the least I could do to give back to the people who made me feel so at home. So,
and yeah, congrats on taking a leadership role in the community. I'm very curious what this leadership role looks like on the Bucs now, because you're part of that room, that had an icon, soul, larger than life Mike Evans that no longer does. What does that change for you?
Obviously, I think there's a passing of a torch and it needs to be received by someone. I think that our management, our GM, our owners and everything like that, they've done a great job of bringing guys in who are up to the task. So, obviously they drafted me last year, but we have Chris Godwin, we have Jalen McMillan, and we have a bunch of guys who are really ready to make an impact. We just drafted a wide receiver, so we're really excited to see what he can do. But obviously, we're feeling the effects of Mike being gone. He's so loved within the building, within the Tampa community, and it's nothing but love for him. There's no hard feelings or anything, and we all believe he's going to do amazing things in San Francisco. But there's a little bit of a passing of a torch and a handoff, and I think everybody in our room is up to the task.
Is it a challenge for you to be a vocal leader? Is it something you're working on or thinking about?
No, I think that's something that's always come very natural to me. I remember just in draft prep and everything like that, kind of when they were the Bucs were evaluating me, that was something that they put a lot of high emphasis on, was me being a leader and stepping into leadership roles. I was a captain at Ohio State. I've been a captain on pretty much every football team I've been a part of. So it's definitely something that's always come to me very naturally when I was younger. Actually, shout out to Miss Sparks, out of fourth grade teacher, who said I was going to be the president one day. So.
Miss Sparks, we love you. Look at him now. He's making disaster kits for the military, the NFL, on his off season. I remember going to your training camp and everyone was hyping you up so much. You remember me saying this, and I was like, y'all are putting too much on him. There's no way he lives up to this. And then you did. I'm curious how you see your year now that you're a little bit probably emotionally and physically rejuvenated from it. Yeah. But also, what was the hardest part of your rookie season?
Yeah, there was definitely ups and downs throughout the course of the season. I think that we kind of fell into a little bit of a lull as an entire offense kind of during the halfway point. we weren't executing the way that we wanted to as an entire team. I know there's routes that I wish I could have got back. There's throws that Baker wished he could have got back. There's blocks that the O-linemen wish they could have got back. So I think we're really eager and we're hungry to get it out there on the field. I know we got a lot of new pieces. We got a new offensive coordinator. So we're ready to kind of put all those pieces together and fix those mistakes that we had from last year. But I would say the most difficult thing is kind of that mental fortitude. Obviously, football is a physically demanding sport, but it's not something that I'm a stranger to. I played a lot of football throughout my career in college, but that those longer seasons in the NFL definitely take a toll on you mentally, especially when you kind of get into the doldrums of day after day. It's the same thing over and over. So
you mentioned the new OC. Do you think you'll get more rush attempts, and how do you feel about that? Because it was a bonus part of your game at school.
Yeah, no, that's something that I've always felt very comfortable doing. I played running back my entire career up until like my freshman year in high school. So all of middle school, all of elementary school, I only played running back. So definitely feel comfortable with the ball in my hands. I definitely put a lot of trust in Zach Robinson, just because he's vetted and he's proven. You look at Atlanta's last season, and they had premier wide receiver production when it comes to Drake London. They had an amazing running back production when it comes to Bijan, and then tight ends as well when it comes to Kyle Pitts. So I think he's someone who knows how to use the weapons that he's given. And with Baker Mayfield at the helm of it, I mean, the sky's the limit.
Do you miss that a little bit? Because I'm looking at even just the numbers last year. You had 2 carries for 9 yards, but in 3 years at Ohio State, 24 carries, 45 yards, 2 touchdowns. So it's like a conversation of, do I want the ball in any way I can get it, or like, am I good?
No, absolutely. I definitely want the ball in anywhere I can get it. I take pride in being kind of that Swiss Army knife, and being very versatile. I think it's a strength of my game. So it's definitely something that I would, if it was asked of me, I would do eagerly. So
how come you guessed Baker's child's name?
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I think, I keep saying this. I don't want it to get like blown out of proportion.
Go
but,
on.
I think the name Maverick was already on the short list. When I had suggested it and it just got approved. So I think it was more of anything, it was me guessing like what the name would be as opposed to me like naming Maverick.
Okay, so there was like a list about names and you were like, Maverick sounds the best. MM, I get it. Like,
well, I didn't see the list of names. Like, It was still a shot in the dark. Like I never saw the list of names. I just said Maverick, and it happened to be on their list.
Okay, so if this wide receiver thing doesn't work out, look out, O's the mentalist. You could take his gig.
Right, exactly.
And I think, does that earn you like Godfather privileges in any way? Or are you like the favorite uncle?
Yeah,
I mean, it has to.
Oh, no, I'll probably put it in my contract.
I was just talking to Yaya last week about Baker's mouth at the line of scrimmage, on the field, at practice, how to get stuff out of him, how he takes stuff and how that motivates him. What would his kids think if they could hear what goes on at the line of scrimmage?
Oh, man. They would think Daddy's crazy.
Yeah. What's the craziest thing? What kind of stuff is he saying?
I mean, he's known to talk to the defense from time to time, but he's also I would say most of the time he's firing up his own guys. So he'll definitely chirp a little bit if some dude is chirping at him, but he's really one to kind of get us going and make sure we're amped up and ready to run through a brick wall. So I think when it comes to a motivator, he's a 10 out of 10 motivator.
You had a season high 163 yards in week 5. And I can't sort of shake the memory of you torching this dominant and historic and a champion defense. And you scored the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And that's pretty rare. What was that like? What do you remember?
Well, I remember everyone kept saying octopus, and I had no idea what it was.
I didn't either. I didn't either.
Yeah, I know. To me, what it instantly reminded me of like 7-on-7, like growing up, because like you don't kick field goals in 7-on-7. So like I don't even know how many octopi I had like in 7-on-7. I would always score the touchdown and then always get the 2-point conversion. So it kind of reminded me of that growing up a little bit.
It was the 199th official octopus occurrence. And then week 15, fast forward me to the Falcons game when Godwin did it. Were you screaming octopus?
Yeah, I was. I was in his face screaming octopus. Yeah, it was that was dope. It was a good time.
You were talking in the scrum at this amazing event with all the good work that you're doing with USAA, and you're like, "There's no me in this business." Like, you have to stop that.
What?
receivers are the one position where like that's okay. You know what I'm saying? And your
I
whole
would
locker
disagree
room
with
doesn't
you.
have one of those guys, and I just don't know if I love that.
I think the selflessness is kind of what, that's what makes a team. I think you look at all the best teams across history, like they're the most selfless ones. I don't really see a me on the Seattle Seahawks from this year
Mm.
to keep it honest. Like they can say what they want about receivers, but I know Jackson personally. He's one of my close friends, and he would do anything for his team to win. So I think that type of mentality is the stuff that carries you far.
Well said, but what if your new OC is like, I heard you say you'll do anything he needs. What if he
Yeah,
needs you to be that guy? What if he needs you to be like, I'm the man,
yeah.
torch pass to me?
Then
Can
I'll
you
be
do
that
that?
guy.
Then you'll
Absolutely.
be that guy.
Yeah.
I love that. You mentioned JSN, and I feel like the 2025 receiver class is very special because of you and Tetaroa, and I like that you're in the same division, and
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's some sort of reverence or motivation or whatever you want to call it between the two of you, kind of like JSN and Puka, in my opinion. Same
Right.
draft class, same division. What does that look like for you with feeding off of that competition with T-Mac?
Yeah, the thing is that T Mac and I are actually pretty good friends. Like we trained together for like draft prep and all that type of stuff. So I got to know him, hung out a little bit, and I mean he's just hilarious. First of all, like such a cool dude. I got to see him at NFL honors, met his parents and everything like that. Just how Paulies are, like they're just the most welcoming,
Yeah.
just like amazing people. I grew up around them my entire life. So, but yeah, when it comes to competition, obviously, I know we're in the back of each other's minds,
Mm.
and I feel blessed to have kind of that type of competitive atmosphere and that type of rivalry. I think that it's just an extra motivation, an extra driving factor. So, but at the same time, I'm really happy for all the success he's having. So,
You're a
yeah,
Buckeye. It was such a fun experience at this draft. And every draft, it's always, okay, who are the Buckeyes? Who are the guys I need to know? 4 dudes drafted in the first round. I'm sure you were so proud this year. 5 in the
yeah.
top 40, which says so much about the organization, how it gets you guys ready for the NFL. I know you won't pick a favorite. I would never ask you that. But I do want to know, which Buckeye of this incoming class do you feel like is in like the best situation?
I think Caleb going to the Cowboys. I think that was a really good pick.
Who do you play this year at Dallas, my
Right,
friend?
exactly. Yeah, yeah. So that's gonna be fun. I'm excited to see him on the field. He's kind of like we've been compared a lot. He's kind of like especially when he was at Ohio State, they call him like, the Emeka of defense. So just when it comes to his turn in terms of his determination, his preparation, the way he approaches the game, his savviness, all that type of stuff. So, um, you know, I think he's gonna have a tremendous career.
There's like a storyline, and I met Carnell Tate. I mean, wonderful. Can't wait to cheer for him and sort of welcome him into the NFL from a fan perspective. There's this like talk that he doesn't have the experience at wide receiver one because he had you and Jeremiah Smith as teammates. What do you think of that story?
I mean, yeah, we can see the correlation. I mean, that was the same talk that was about me when I was coming out of the draft. So, um, I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's all semantics. If you can play football, you can play football, and Carnell Tate can play football. So, we're gonna see what he can do come September.
Emeka, you're doing such great work on and off the field. You are so easy to root for. You are the anti-me wide receiver in a room full of wide receivers who echo that sentiment. Good luck this offseason. Planning a wedding.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
And I know you're doing so much great stuff, and we'll always continue to do that with USAA, the official salute to service partner of the NFL. Thank you for your time, my friend.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
heard from Joe Haden. He's held out on the Cavs, but tonight, game 2 between the Knicks and the Sixers. No headlocks. That was old. You guys do your thing. You're the experts here. You tell me who you're betting on, who you're excited about. Knicks lead the series 1-0. I know that. They're 7.5-point faves. At MSG tonight, Spurs looking to even it up against the Wolves. San Antonio favored by 9.5 at home. By the way, Overlords on FanDuel Sportsbook offering a 25% profit boost token on a same-game parlay for tonight. Enjoy that. See you tomorrow.